Well, before the keys were even handed over this week, this church was already on a historical landmark list for the state of Ohio. Now historic New Richmond wants to breathe new life and restore it back to what it was like in the 1800s.
I have a soft spot in my heart for stories that have been overlooked, discounted.
Built in 1860, Second Baptist Church was once a place of support for a community fighting for equality.
Abolitionists here and was very active on the Underground Railroad. As I said before, we had a very vibrant African-American community.
Behind these walls in the late 1800s, a meeting place for the Union Association of the Colored Men of New Richmond, a group that predates the NAACP by more than 50 years, and the ancestors of New Richmond resident Mary Allen.
My great-great-grandfather was the treasurer of the Union Association for the Advancement of the Colored Men of New Richmond, Ohio. They were the founding members of that church. My family attended the church for a number of years. For me, it's personal.
Greg Roberts and Mary Allen are working together to restore the church. The hope is to get it back to what it may have looked like when it was founded.
Lost a lot of its original fabric. There are vestiges of the old tin ceiling that is behind drop ceilings.
Roberts says the idea came 12 years ago from the late historian Carl Westmoreland.
He said that church is significant historically, not just for your little village, but for this entire country.
And once restored, Second Baptist will once again become a meeting place filled with displays that share stories of the church's history and meaning to the Black community.
The contributions of our African-American community has historically been overlooked and not celebrated. And so that was one of the incentives to seek out a place like Second Baptist Church.
In New Richmond, Whitney Miller, WCPO 9 News.
The history of the group who founded the church is housed at the Ohio History Connection in Columbus, by the way. To help with the restoration, historic New Richmond plans to work with preservationists at Northern Kentucky University.